couldn't be a more perfect representation of these two players. Uther as Lambi series and Annoyatron as Tyler on the other side.
Oh my goodness, look at this opening hand for Tyler. He hit the Attendant and the Truth Seeker. I think this is a matchup where you still generally want to keep Truth Seeker even if it's a bit expensive.
Yeah, I do agree for the most part. I think I like it more on the coin because very often you're going to go coin 5 into 5 with Truth Seekers and Talan in there as well.
Oh, this is interesting.
Ooh.
He can clear.
Coin Attendant Prize Plunderer? That's disgusting, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's rough because Lambi's, the rest of his hand is super expensive, but the potential to shut down Hand of Adal, Libram of Wisdom, I think the temptation's too high, and Lambi does go for the full swing here. Means he has full control of the board for the next couple turns.
Yeah, I love this play. As I was saying, it's about locking down the board, and Lambi series has been given, you know, he's been extended an olive branch by the gods here, as that is one of the very, very few ways, if not like the only way, to clear off the Aldor Attendant on turn 1, which means he gets the initiative with the buffs here. Look, Libram of Wisdom to take a value trade, obviously permitting with Oh My Yogg not coming down on the other side, but it's just so brutal.
Tyler is running 2 Galloping, 2 Yogg, and 1 Avenge here. So Lambi going to go ahead and test first. And because you have Elven Archer, you can end the turn without a Penflinger on the board.
And, I mean, Tyler not especially upset that the secret didn't get activated on that turn. Again, it was very, very difficult to do so. It would involve another first day at school. But being able to draw with the Northwatch Commander, being able to draw again, most likely, with another Northwatch Commander at the other side, these are well-statted minions that I think are just big enough coming down on curve to wrestle back this pretty disastrous start to the game.
Right. Looking back on it, I'm a bit curious about Lambi's choice of minion to buff with the Libram, because generally when you have this kind of hand where there's not much to do, you want to eke out value with Penflingers, and so my first instinct would have been to put the Libram on the lower health minion, so that after Tyler plays his next minion, you feel more comfortable about trading it away to get back that Libram.
Yeah, I do actually kind of agree with you there, because my first thought was, okay, if you buff the Prize Plunderer and then bump it, its value, it's capable to be killed off by like Sword of the Fallen or Penflinger, but you can kill it anyway at the moment. And then your Libram of Wisdom is kind of stuck inside the Aldor Attendant instead of being freed up to be played again. So I agree. I think making it as easy as possible to replay it is a big deal.
Okay, that Stunner, certainly not getting played this turn, but that could be so crucial later on.
Yeah.
This is one of those matchups where, you know, people are not running Silas anymore. There's just no room. So sometimes you just play one big guy, stuff all your Librams on it, and just hope it sticks the next turn. That Blackjack Stunner could change everything.
Hey, loser!
It's definitely going to be the trump card that pulls Tyler back into this one, because again, even if we were saying that things were looking a little bit rough for Lambi in terms of how, well, they weren't looking as good as we were expecting given how dominant his start was. He's still in a good spot, obviously. He knows now, of course, that this is exactly Galloping Savior, so he does hold back on going Penflinger plus the extra Libram here, and wisely so.
Love to see it. He would have ended up giving Tyler more stats on board even if he could have taken this one value trade. However, Lambi is still falling behind here. Tyler is the first to play Aldor Truth Seeker, and he has Libram of Hope if he just wants to follow up. Alternatively, Blackjack Stunner is backbreaking here too. Or is it? They do get another discount, but you get so much tempo.
Oh, it's so good, right? You have to do it here. Like, I suppose the alternative for you could go for is like bump and then heal with Libram of Hope on your minion if you would rather go about it that way, which does obviously develop a very large board presence.
I think the question to ask is if Tyler bounces back this Aldor, does he get a good trade next turn? He'll have the Blackjack and the Talan on board. So in some ways, yes, because then Talan and the remaining 4/6 could kill the next Aldor. And then he can go Libram for the heal. Oh, Lambi's reaction tells you all you need to know about just how good of a generated first day of school minion that is.
Yeah, and the way that Tyler develops here as well just means that if the Aldor comes down on the following turn again, which is a reasonable play to expect, his follow-up is just so clean in terms of how he kills it.
Because of that, Lambie might just immediately commit the Libram of Justice. Gets rid of a 4-6 here. I think it's fine. It does make the Penflinger a bit more difficult to use next turn, but I think you're meant to worry about that when the time comes. At the moment, the board is just too threatening.
It's the only one in the list, which means that these Librams of Hope, once they come down, are going to be brutal to try and deal with. But you make a good point. Like, he was losing that board anyway. He had to do something.
So, if Tyler wants, he can just play the 8-8 and it's strong here, even if you leave up the 4-6 on board. Because the rest of the turn, if he doesn't do that, is a couple 1-drops and the Libram of Justice. I mean, just because of the point you mentioned, where there's only one Libram of Justice for Lambie series, I really like the idea of getting the 8-8 right now.
That's true, yeah.
I wonder.
It's a very close one.
I cannot wait to read these.
Because getting the immediate tempo, I suppose, of more Penflingers played is a pretty big deal as well. With the Libram of Justice, but I think this does look like, yeah, he's just leading up to Libram of Hope in the end.
Okay. Trading off this shield as well, I'm a little bit iffy about that. I feel like the Divine Shield on that means now that Lambie can just swing it. Kill. Not an overly big thing. Like, he knew about Penflinger as well at that point, so not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's probably more focused on trying to, ping off the Divine Shield and then bump in with Hand of Adal, but even then it doesn't quite lead to a clear on the 8-8.
Okay. He can do it now. He has to tank 8 and leave the Penflinger on board, but... Oh, and you give him the galloping.
Right.
Yeah, it's just no way out. Tyler had all his bases covered. Maybe you just leave the 8-8 at this point and take the VT on the horse.
Yeah. And then, I mean, really, the nail in the coffin here for Tyler is obviously he had the tail end, so he's able to guarantee himself Lady Liadra and get another Libram of Hope, more buffs coming down. It's just more and more pressure. It's going to be very difficult for Lambie series to keep up with all this.
And we did talk about this prior to the game beginning, that once somebody sticks board, because there's no more Barov, no more Broom, the snowball is stronger than it's ever been in this matchup. And I'm taking a look at the list from Lambie, having a hard time figuring out what could bring him back into this. As long as Tyler doesn't give up his Libram of Hope into Umayog, and he did not.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I mean, I guess if he knew that this was going to get Umayog, the Libram of Justice at the end there was not...
Oh.
Well, the Penflinger ordering was not too bad, I suppose.
That fell screen could have gone very wrong, to be fair. It didn't target the worst possible place.
Then I guess VT and heal, or you can just go face and heal as well here is not bad either.
I think that's better, even.
Sure.
There's just no more Libram of Justice on the other side. So Lambie's best play here is another Libram of Hope, which is far too slow.
He does have it. It doesn't allow him a clear in any way, obviously, but I think it on board at least keeps him alive.
Yes, he flings the Divine Shield, plays one Libram, and then, oh, there's just nothing to swing into with the sword. Might just play the North Watch as a 3-4.
I guess. You're not getting any secrets anytime soon, as you said. Sword can't swing into anything.
Yeah. It's just that Tyler has been like half a step ahead since 3 turns ago. Then it's become 1 step, then it's become 2 steps, because the snowball effect of being able to trade 1 minion and heal it up gets stronger and stronger. So if we're looking at comeback mechanisms for Lambie series, it's truly just Kazakus at this point, and even then it's a big if on whether that can get enough done. You need Rush Poison.
And the real problem...
Might be enough. Wait, how many Librams are in this Liadrin even?
I don't think that many, right? Because he hasn't actually played many buffs. It might just be the 2 Librams of Hope, right?
Okay, in that case, then it's certainly Sword to play here.
Yeah. Oh, and Fell Screen Blast. Tyler quickly mouses over that card. That might come up later in the series, Tyler, so good job, you know what it does.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, not terrible.
I
Not
honestly
good
have
enough.
not counted how many wisdoms here. It's probably enough after you play this one and then Liadrin to clear the 8/8.
Yeah. You'd get like 3 or 4 back, right? But I mean, if you get 4 exactly, then you would be able... Oh no, not to clear the board. You'd have to tank the damage as well, still. Yikes.
And Lambi already knows that at the very least, there could be 2 more 8/8s coming out this turn.
Yeah.
There's just no counterplay to that other than Kazakus for Rush Poison. And even then, he has Divine Shields to deal with. He has no more Penflinger. And also, Tyler just has Penflinger lethal.
Just has the lethal with Penflinger. Unlucky there. Oh, unless something goes disastrously wrong here, sorry. Okay. That is the something
Okay.
that goes disastrously wrong.
He's still fine, though. I mean... Okay, now you just play an 8/8, and I think that's pretty good.
He could have avoided that, right? Just by playing the Omayog first, he would still have had mana to hit lethal. Now things get a little bit more interesting, I will admit.
Right.
I still think he's winning this, probably. But Lady Liadrin can come down on the following turn, which gets some pretty significant buffs.
You're right. He was supposed to start with Fell Scream without the Penflinger.
Right.
Go Penflinger, Libram, Penflinger.
Oh my god, if this is a win now for the Lambi series, I will lose it. I will absolutely lose it.
Oh, it's so unlikely, though.
It really is. Because the
Come
Liberals
back
of
from
Hope,
2 health.
they cost 4 at the moment, right? If they cost 3, then he'd be laughing, but I think they're just 1 mana too expensive.
And there is just nothing to be done about this board. He can Penfling, and then Liadrin the books back onto this Truth Seeker, but there's just far too much other stats left on board.
Oh no, wait, it costs 2!
Wait, it costs 2?
Oh, because the Tendon was played again. The Truth Seeker was played again, and then 1 at the end.
Because the Stunner.
Okay. The Stunner finally coming back to bite Tyler now.
Oh my goodness.
No way.
Okay, so now he clears the 8/8 and then puts all the rest of this on his own 8/8. Derek, are you about to lose it? I'm about to lose it.
I will lose my mind, Gia. He still has another Libram of Hope, I suppose, so there's still pressure from Tyler and board development as well, but this is getting very, very powerful from Lambi, and Tyler knows it.
He just can't kill the 12. What is this? A 15-15 at the end of this? 14-14? Just can't be dealt with. Not with the current hand, at least. I am still struggling to wrap my head around how this complete reversal of events exactly took place. Okay, that's a good start, though. Tyler still has 1 Libram of Justice in his deck.
7, 9. Yeah, it's not there yet. I mean, you're looking for the Libram of Justice, you're looking for even Libram of Wisdom, right, is pretty good because you can just put it on all of them individually and it gives you basically +4 attack.
Yeah. He also has Kazakus left in the deck. We can see just exactly what Tyler is fishing for. That is not quite it, but he can at least stall with his own Libram of Hope. Oh my goodness, can Lambi do it? He has played his big bomb, the Liadrin, and so resources are looking a little bit scarce from this point on, but I think that 15-15 might be enough to leverage.
So he can do 11. I still don't think he can clear, right? Even with Fell Screen Blast and 2 more Pen Flingers, I think it's just short.
Yeah, he would have to fit in the Libram as well, but then you don't have enough mana to get all the flings. So I think this is the right way to go about it. Just play your 8-8 and then let Lambi deal with this board. The quantity of minions is more valuable to Tyler than the 15-15 is a threat. Okay, so Fling Divine Shield always happens, and then I suppose Hand of Adal on Liadrin, so she can value trade the horse.
Yeah, I think drawing a card is much more valuable than drawing a minion at this point with Northwatch, right?
Correct. We can take a look at what Lambi has left in his deck as well. Kazaka is available to both players, and crucially the second Libram of Hope, Libram of Justice, also pretty relevant at this point. Eldar Attendant is not what you necessarily want to see, but the 15-15 is getting there. It's just getting there, Derek.
Oh, it's impossible. It's just impossible. Oh wait, that can get Libram of Hope for 2 mana.
Oh my god, you're right. Are you serious? Are you serious?
There's no way.
That goes on his face, right?
Surely. He's just winning.
Okay, wait, if Tyler gets Libram of Justice off the top, then Fell Screen Penflinger does so much to clear. That's not it, though. Oh my god, Lambi just... Oh my yog, Derek. No other words.
Oh my yog indeed. How is that your reaction? How can you be that cool? Okay, just because you got the jacket and the shirt on, right? Does that just change your whole outlook on life as your opponent? I mean, calling it a throw is a bit strong, but it's also kind of correct because there was a 100% way to win the game there, right? That what happened to him was tremendously unlucky, but it was avoidable nonetheless there for Tyler.
Right.
As I don't even know what to say. That was one of the most absurd games of Hearthstone I've seen in a very long while.